Insights with Terri Coots, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Coots. Here's Terri.
Hi everybody, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Thank you so much for joining me for this week of 2022, June the 27th through July the 3rd. We have Cancer in our sun sign. It has moved from Gemini to Cancer, and Cancer is a very home-oriented, family, gardening type of energy field. It's also very psychic, very intuitive. So many of you already have been honing your skills on intuition and that gut feeling that we have, and tuning into messages that maybe the universe is trying to offer us so that we make correct decisions in our life. This enhances it. So when we have this kind of an energy field, we have it within ourselves and we have it above. So don't be afraid to learn some of the lessons that the universe has to offer us about counting on what does it feel like inside of me right now. What am I feeling? How does this feel? What is that person feeling? Looking at the body language, taking that into consideration, looking at the situation, looking at everything around, facial features, silences. All of those things go hand in hand with understanding a situation without necessarily the words to interfere with the accuracy of that situation. Excuse me. So I use that a lot with the animals. And truthfully, I'm always very surprised at how many people don't, like, let's take dogs for instance. I mean, it can go right across the animal kingdom, but let's take dogs or cats. I am surprised at how many people don't expect to have a communication with their animal, meaning they communicate to the animal, but many people never look at what is the animal trying to say to me. So they have a one-way conversation, me telling the animal what to do, without looking at, is the animal in a good mood? Is the animal upset? Now, having worked in different fields with the animals, I've always been surprised that sometimes a dog, a cat, a horse, sheep will come in, and the animal's been sick for quite a while, and the human didn't notice it. And it just makes me wonder, what are you looking at? How long does it take for you to understand that this animal isn't feeling well? It's dopey, the ears are down, maybe it's not in its normal routine, maybe it hasn't been eating for a few weeks. There's so many ways of communicating that don't involve the mouth necessarily. So the animals give us an opportunity to see what isn't easily seen, to hear that which isn't said. So it gives us skills that we can then migrate to other humans and maybe understand a situation that is occurring or can occur before somebody has to talk about it. So I'm a people studier, I'm an animal studier. It's just something that I find intriguing just to watch body language, always have. Or the dynamics of a situation that isn't using words, is using emotions and energy. So this is our opportunity, all of us, to really hone that skill, to try to find out what isn't being said, listening between the lines, watching facial features, body language, habits, maybe patterns that aren't normal right now. So it gives us a better idea of what's really going on, not necessarily what we're being told. So many times I might even watch a politician talk. I'm not really listening to the words because the words are garbage most of the time, just garbage. They're saying what you want to hear. But I watch the body language, I watch the eyes, I watch how they move their mouth, their face. And in that you can tell if they're being sincere, are they reading it, is this coming from the heart, is it coming from the head, is it coming from somebody else's ability to write a good speech. So I think we're being offered that opportunity right now to really get in there and listen between the lines, both for our animal friends and our people friends. And Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate, is still in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and it's in a Mercury held zodiac sign. So we've got a lot of Mercury being the planet of processing and thinking. We also have that logic that will go together with the intuition. What a wonderful combination we're being offered to look and see what we see with our hearts and our gut, and then try to go over it with our head and see if it matches up. And Venus, the planet of love and beauty and attraction, is as well still in Gemini. And that Gemini energy in relationships and what we're attracted to gives us a whole world of exploration. Why am I attracted to that type of a person? What am I attracted to in my mate, my children? What is it that they say that they do? What is it in their brains? And this opportunity to communicate and hear, as I said, what isn't being said, especially with that Venus energy that is about relationships. So a wonderful way to identify our relationships and what level they're at. And then Mars, that red planet, that planet of passion, is also in Aries and has been for a while. Aries, again, is ruled by Mars. So we have a Mars-ruled zodiac sign in Mars. So that's double the energy field. So that's an opportunity to really find out what our passion is. What would you sell your soul for? We can migrate that to our family, our friends, and our pets by being able, with all that psychic energy and that ability to process in a logical way, we can migrate that to trying to understand passionately what our animals are trying to communicate to us. What does that look mean? What does standing over the empty water bowl with their tongue hanging out mean? What does excessive panting mean? Maybe the dog doesn't want to get up and go for a walk. Maybe they're hot. And translate that to our relationships. Sometimes maybe we shouldn't have to be told things. If we love and we care enough to be observant, which is the biggest form of self discipline, and being able to look at what other people need, not just what we need, and observe that and fill that need. Many times, folks, people will come for their dogs for training, and I'll say, all right, the dog doesn't want, you can see the dog doesn't want the food as a reward. So what does your dog like? Well, I don't know. Well, you've lived with your dog for a month, a year, 5 years. You don't know what your dog likes? Well, I want to die. I want to fold up and die. You can live with an animal or a person that long and not know. And I've done it as well with people asking, so what does your mate absolutely love? What's their favorite color? What's their absolute favorite food? And I'm amazed at how many times they come up with nothing. So either their mate is like a vegetable or they haven't done their homework to find out what that person really, really does like. And that takes care outside of ourselves to look at that. And that's what this Mars is going to offer us, the opportunity of passion to try to find things that other people might like and what we like too. What would you like to make your living at? What do you love? What do you do in your spare time that you don't get paid for, that you do just because of the love of doing it? And could you make some way in this world, this physical world of money, security, comforts? Could you make your way in this world by selling that talent, that ability, that characteristic, and maybe adding to your money and making that a viable option for your work or an added bonus to your money? So we have some really, really good options here. I'm really excited about this week to come. The moon is traveling from Gemini on Monday right straight through to on Friday. It changes in a day or a couple of days to Leo. So where our vulnerable areas will be health-wise, if you do suffer with sore neck or arms or hands or your bronchial tubes, your lungs, any of those are going to be of higher vulnerability. Then it moves down to the stomach. So if you have a tender tummy, watch the foods that you choose and watch how much you choose. Better maybe to eat a blander food if you're vulnerable in that area, and little bits more often. And then watch your pets. If they have pancreatitis or they're a little bit tender in their tummy, watch for that loose stool or that maybe I don't want this next meal, especially with the heat. And then on Friday, the moon moves into Leo, and Leo rules the heart, the aorta, our blood pressure, blood circulation, your heart rate. So really be watching if you are vulnerable in that area not to overdo or to tax that little organ that is so important to our bodies. We have a new moon on Wednesday, and new meaning brand new, right? We have new abilities to maybe take in a new characteristic or hone a new skill or have a new way of thinking. Anything new, anything that you want to not necessarily refresh, but invent for your life. Great time to do it. You can start on Tuesday, you can end on Thursday, but the epicenter will be on Wednesday. I also clean my crystals during that time, so they have a brand new ability to take care of me. And if you need to get rid of some negative energy, it's a wonderful time to do that as well. So we have that opportunity on Wednesday of this week to do that. And the moon is in Cancer on Wednesday, actually starts on Tuesday. And the ruling planet, ta-da, of Cancer is the moon. So we have a moon-ruled zodiac sign in that area. So we have so much opportunity here to do so much this week. What an exciting week this can be if we use all of our blessings from the universe. Now, the number 3 is what was given to us for this week. And number 3 doesn't come up as often as, say, the number 1. Some of the other numbers seem to keep coming up. Maybe it's because we didn't learn our lesson. Maybe it's because we need to possibly reorganize ourselves and try it again. Kind of like that Frisbee golf. Let me throw it one more time. Number 3 also allows us to work on being mentally alert. Oh, wow, that would be just such a wonderful option for me. And tap into that creative mind when you combine it with the Cancer energy that we have in the moon and that Gemini in Mercury and in Venus. Some real creative ideas could come to mind. And maybe if there's something that you need to work on, to think about, how can I do this better? How can I do this better? It's an ability to be original as well, and really, really take that good imagination that we're going to have and work it. Just work it for ourselves. We will hate boredom. This is when you add that Gemini energy, the number 3, all of this, boredom is not going to be a friend. So don't get bored. Get yourself really social. It's a wonderful time for family and friends with that Cancer energy, both in the sun sign and the moon. And then cooperate with other people. That's what number 3 likes too. So get everybody together. Maybe have an outdoor barbecue or a garage barbecue, or just, just a coffee and maybe a treat. Just get everybody together. It's a wonderful time for that. Now, we've got to be very careful with the combination of where the planets are right now and the number 3. We have to be very careful of being critical of others. This is a time that we might gossip a little bit more, maybe see people's faults a little bit more clearly, be a little bit picky. I'm noticing that with a few people that they were picky with their partners or their friends, picking on them. When it's sarcastic, or they are so good at bringing out what a person did wrong. Keep an eye on that. If you can diffuse the situation, if you happen to be noticing it, do it in as kind a way as you can. Don't add to it, and don't get involved in it if you can. This is an opportunity to learn how to become more diplomatic and then not so critical. And I've really, really been noticing it this week as well. So it's bothersome. I like people to feel good, not feel bad about themselves. Making somebody feel bad about themselves is easy. Trying to help somebody feel good is the challenge. And then you combine that with the moon being in Leo towards the end of the week. Leo likes to shine and feel amazing and be amazing. The lion roaring, right? So if there's any critical energy out there, it's not going to work well. We will need to work and be able to work freely and without restraints. Restraints are not going to be our friend right now with all that imagination and creativity. So if you are a supervisor and you are responsible for other people, give them some rein. Let them run with it. We, as social beings with that Gemini and that Cancer, will do better by working in pairs. So if people are offering to help you with something, let them. Work together, get a community going here. We may work better under stress during this time, but we've got to be careful because that Cancer energy can flip it over very easy the other way. So just be aware of what's going through your mind at this point. What is your self-talk doing to you? Because this activates mental energy, so we can really learn about ourselves. What do I say to myself when nobody's listening? In my head and in my heart. Now, we'll want to succeed really quickly, so we're going to want our rewards really fast. So when that dog sits, throw that frisbee as fast as you can, and we'll want the same thing. But sometimes we have to wait for the reward to see how it turns out. And we may be able to tap into a little bit more ambitious energy and maybe be allowed to open up a little bit more with this. So if you care for somebody and they're struggling with something, this might be the opportunity this week to get them to open up a little bit more and help maybe identify their feelings and speak about it if that's necessary. So this is a great time. Some of the weaknesses of this is restlessness. So that's where the boredom, not liking boredom, comes in. We could be distracted very easily. So if you can be, watch that you aren't. Bad temper because of so much incoming. Irritability. Fear of being dull, maybe being dull ourselves. Watch your conversation. Make sure that it's interesting and you're not putting the other person to sleep. And watch your finances right now. This could be an uneven financial time because with that Venus and wanting to buy things, maybe we wouldn't be as thought-filled or careful of our money as we should be or could be. And there could be carelessness. That's what our weakness is with the number 3, paired with all the energy here. So that's what we've got for this week, folks. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of June the 27th through July the 3rd, 2022. I really appreciate your time. There's nothing that is more, there's no better gift than offering somebody their time, their attention, and I can't thank you enough. If you want to go back and hear some of the podcasts or avail yourself of, we're on Spotify, thanks to Charlie O'Brien, the amazing web person, my digital god. We're on Apple iTunes, thanks to him, SoundCloud, Amazon Music Podcasts, and YouTube. He sends the link, and that link for YouTube is every week. You can also just look to see if you save it in that place, and I will send that link on Facebook for you to access that if you're of a mind. If you would like a reading for yourself and have me personalize it for you, just you, or you have a dog question, feel free to give me a call or text 519-726-6699, or you can email me at Terri, Terri.Coutts, Coutts, @gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for your time. You have yourself a wonderful week. Take advantage of all that amazing energy out there, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.
You've been listening to Insights with Terri Coutts, and visit her website, terriworld.com, TERRI world.com. And we'll catch you next time